Hello and welcome to the NFC East preview on the Drew and Stu podcast. I'm Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. Cam, we were disagreeing before the show already with the top of this division. I kind of leaning the Cowboys to restart this season again for this division, and you're like, nah. Jerry Jones is an idiot. His team sucks now, and I was like, whoa, okay.
I didn't really. You know what I love about the show? How you tell people things I don't really say. I just said that Dallas, I don't think is going to be as good. I like the Eagles in this division. But anyway,
what do you think of Jerry World having it's a hologram of Jerry Jones now? When you walk into the stadium, he's like, "Welcome to AT&T Stadium."
I think it's pretty spooky. It's kind of like Ted Williams being served up on ice. I'm not really down with like holograms of people like that. And he's living. I guess when you're dead, when he's dead, you can do it all.
He's dead. That's even more creepy. Though. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All I know is his son shouldn't need to take over the team by now. Like the fact that he's still making roster decisions, I'm just like, I'd be like, Dad, listen, like you're making tons of money. You can help us, give us your input, but you're not making the final
Drew,
call.
the thing is, though, once you become rich and powerful, that's what you want to do. Like his pleasure in life is to be with the Dallas Cowboys. Like that's the whole thing that people don't understand. Like when you're older, like if you like blackjack, you're going to play it more. You want to do all the things that you love before you die. And he loves football more than anything. He loves the Dallas Cowboys more than anything. So I get it. His brain can be, sometimes you catch him on the wrong day on his local radio show in Dallas and things get a little bit weird. But the thing is, he loves football. Well, and like the problem with this team, though, Drew, is, and we'll get into that, like CeeDee Lamb's going to sign the deal. We're taping this before it's a preseason show. He's going to get the deal. But even Dak Prescott's like, maybe I'll try somewhere else if it doesn't work here. The whole thing about the Dallas Cowboys is they're a lot like the Leafs. Sorry, Dangle, I know you run the network. They every year it's hype, and you never do anything. It's the same shit. These guys are the same fucking team. They don't do anything. They get there in the playoffs. Dak Prescott is 2-5 in the playoffs. Not all his fault. The defense lets him down. Like, when is this team going to get better? Like, what are their improvements, Drew? You tell me.
Yeah, they don't have many improvements. It's pretty much the same
I don't
team.
have anybody ever going to be like, hey, I don't love the Eagles either. I just think
but
the Eagles
are very
win the
good last
division
year.
by default because all the other teams reek. That's why.
Yeah, but Cam, the Dallas Cowboys were very good last season, and they're pretty much the same team now. They were 12-5. Like we have to give them some credit.
Yeah.
Dak was very good. He had a very good season. The issue is they don't pay their guys on time, and now they have three of the top players at their position waiting for contracts. You can't pay all three of these guys top dollar at their position, so you have to pick one of Dak. Who am I?
Lamb.
Oh, Parsons and Lamb to walk, and like which one are you going to pick out of those three to let go?
Probably
Dak.
Probably Dak.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. Like we talk about this on our shows. I think Jerry Jones has, and me and Gabe were mentioning, like I think he has a little bit of resentment towards that Dak. Like he's one of those guys. He's let him down before. Like he'll be polite about it, but you know
what it is.
Deep down inside, he's like, dude, like you haven't come through for me.
No, you know what it is. Jerry loved Romo, and then Dak beat out Romo for the job, and Jerry holds that like against Dak. Like this guy got rid of Romo.
Romo's doing fine for himself, Drew. He's making a lot of money.
For sure. But anyways, they lost Tyron Smith, their offensive tackle. They replaced him with Tyler Guyton, the first round pick. Probably improved, man. The Tyron Smith's pretty old, so like it wasn't like he was that great. But Cam, what do you think of this Dallas Cowboys off the hop? Will they?
How's the running game?
Do you believe in Zeke? That's another thing.
No. And Pollard, at least for one part, he can catch balls out of the backfield. They do have other guys. I get it, but
you don't believe in Rico Dowdle?
No, you know what? He's actually pretty quick, but I see a lot of issues with
he's
this
little
team.
Though. He's very little.
He's very little. That's the whole thing about the Dallas Cowboys too. I see them like they got a lot of guys like brittle players and they're always injured. That's another thing about Dallas. I don't know who their physical trainer is. It's very similar to other like teams. They always have guys in key positions hurt. You got to keep Dak upright or else he'll panic and throw picks. But anyway, let's talk.
Yeah, so their win total for the season is 9.5. It's minus 150 to the over, plus 120 to the under. 9.5 to me on paper, that's too low. It's a 12 football team, barely changed. I think they'll be able to score enough, and I think they're the best offense in the division. Probably, I know they got AJ Brown and Smith in Philly. With now they added Saquon Barkley. I just trust Dak a little bit more than Jalen Hurts when it comes to throwing the football. And we saw what happened to the Eagles down the stretch last year. It was just like I don't even know what happened. This 1-6 down the stretch after that San Fran game, but. So what do you think, Cam? Under 9.5 wins off the bat. You leaning over or under?
I'm going to go right on 9, just under. It's a good number by the books. I think a lot. This is probably a 9 or a 10 win football team. I think the Dallas Cowboys can miss the playoffs. Yes, I do.
Well, 9-8, they're probably not making it.
Well,
right?
Somebody's got to make it from the shitty South, right? And if we like Atlanta to win the division, and then we got to think about all the other teams. San Francisco's in.
I don't think
probably
enough for a wild card.
What about the Rams? People love the Rams this year. They're probably in. We'll talk about them in the NFC West preview. But no, I think they're right on the borderline. I don't think Dallas is as good as people think. And I have a lot of friends that are Dallas fans. My cousin, he's going to listen to this show and never talk to me again. No, seriously. I like a lot of people close to me are like, that's probably the team that I know the most and I have the most friends and family that cheer for. I don't know why they do. It pisses me off, but I'm not a Dallas guy. I just don't believe in this team.
Cam, I'm leaning that they're going to be an 11-win, 12-win football team again.
Wow.
And if you go alt over 10.5, it's plus 170.
How about you just take them to win 10? Are we going to start this game again?
Sprinkle on over 10.5. Sprinkle over 10.5. I think they're clearly far and away the best team in this division. I know everyone likes to hate on the Dallas Cowboys.
I think that's false. But
okay, anyway. We'll get into it after. Let's go into their schedule now. So their total's 9.5. We let Cam go through the schedules as usual. Let's see where he lands. And no cheating, Cam. No making them land right at 9 on purpose. I want your natural reaction quick off the bat every game, okay?
It's hard to do that, though, Drew.
All right. Well, let's just see. Okay. Week 1 at Cleveland.
Loss.
Week 2 against New Orleans at home.
Win.
Week 3 against Baltimore at home.
Loss.
Week 4 at New York Giants.
Win.
Week 5 at Pittsburgh.
Loss.
Week 6, Detroit at home.
Loss.
Wow, 2-4 to start. All right. Week 8 at San Fran.
Loss.
Week 9 at Atlanta.
They can beat Atlanta.
Okay. Week 10, Philadelphia in Dallas.
Win. I'll give them that.
Week 11, Houston in Dallas. Battle of Texas.
Oh, man, these are tough games. Loss.
Week 12 at Washington.
I'll give them 1. Washington plays them tight, though. We'll give them 1. Yep.
Okay. Week 13 against the Giants in Dallas.
I think they sweep the Giants. So
Okay. Week 14, Monday Night Football against Cincinnati in Dallas.
Loss.
Week 15 against Carolina in Carolina.
They'll beat Carolina.
Week 16 against Tampa at home.
Win.
Week 17 at Philadelphia.
Loss.
And week 18 against Washington in Jerry World.
Loss. Upset. I have them winning 8 games.
You have them going 8-11 or 8-10. What am I talking about? 8-9. What am I doing?
Well, it's good when we disagree on the show. It's good for business. Like we really agreed on Tennessee and I switched your opinion. We had a real good division there. We liked a lot of stuff there. I think I sold you on the Saints being shit, but
yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, Drew,
right.
I think there's a lot, like even the defense. Like here's the thing about Dallas. They got all these key players. Eventually guys figure them out and then they get hurt in their backups. They have some guys that just like absolutely get beat down. Like it's just one of those things. And I hate to say it, despite the division not being good, the one thing I know is the Washington Commanders, they're kind of a gritty team, and Philadelphia still has guys on their team. Like when they get together, there's a lot of hate in this division. Dallas if they keep injuries, high end for me is 9-10, but I don't think
you're saying their ceiling. Their absolute ceiling.
Their ceiling is 10, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
What's their ceiling? Do you think
ceiling
12?
for me is like 15? Like I think they have Cam. I think
Drew,
potential to be
what?
like the best
15
team
and what? 15 and what?
And 2.
I'm think they can win 15 games?
Ceiling. I don't think they're going to. I'm saying that's their ceiling.
Here's the deal. First, you're going to pay me for the things that you haven't fucking paid me for, wings and beer. If the Dallas Cowboys win 14 games, I'll take you out to the keg on me. I'll bring my credit card.
Okay, but I'm not saying they're going to. I'm just saying their ceiling.
No, I'm just telling you. Like I'm not. Okay. You're not even offering me anything. If they win 14 games, I'm not even going to say 15. If they win 14 games, I'll take you there.
I think their floor is 9. So that's why I like the over.
What you think their bottom end is 9?
Yeah, I think they're that good, Cam. I'm not saying they're going to perform in the playoffs.
Okay.
They're a regular season team. They're the Leafs, like you said. They perform in the regular season, Cam.
Fair enough.
All right, moving on, Cam.
I didn't know wow, I got to go get you some 10-gallon hat and some saddlebags and some spurs.
All right, moving on to your commies, the Washington Commanders. They were 4-13 last year. They drafted Jaden Daniels. Cam, they've improved all over this roster. Improved a new left guard, new edge rusher, 2 new edge rushers. They got new on the defensive line. They added a tight end. They added a corner. They got a new kicker. They got a new wide receiver to McCaffrey. They lost Curtis Samuel. That's pretty much their only loss.
Yeah.
But you think Dotson steps up in his absence?
A little bit.
They added Armstrong on the edge, Louvu on the edge. Cam, the head coach from Rivera to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, you really like. I mean, he choked in the Super Bowl, but that's not his fault, right?
I don't know where I said I prefer Dan Quinn over.
I mean, Riverboat Ron was a terrible head coach.
Riverboat Ron is probably a great guy to have a drink with, Drew, at a cottage. He seems like the guy, yeah, take out the boat. Don't worry about it. Have a scotch. But coaching football, Riverboat Ron is the opposite of the Riverboat. He gambled
he's not a gambler at all.
Yes, he gambled once in his life.
Water punting. That's every time.
That's what I love about the media. It's like the guy went for it once where every other guy would go for it like 20 times. You call him Riverboat Ron? He's not Riverboat. He's like, what are those? He's Paddleboat Ron. You know, the ones that you have to do yourself and not go anywhere?
He's a canoe. He's a canoe. He doesn't
he's a kayak, yeah.
All right, Cam. The Washington Commanders, their win total is... Let me just scroll down here. They're all the way at the bottom. The W.
It's 5.5, isn't it?
6.5. Minus 130 to the over, plus 100 to the under.
That's a good number.
I think it'll be right around that number, Cam. I know everyone likes.
Wow, that is a great number, Drew. Because I was thinking they probably win 7 or they could win 6.
Yeah,
did you not say that's a good number from the books?
Yes, I think it's a good number. I don't usually bet on rookie QBs to go over the numbers and make you don't see a lot of CJ Stroud seasons out of rookie quarterbacks. I think Daniel starts right off the hop. I think there'll be a 6-win team, 5-win team.
Who's the backup again? Mariota, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not good for business. But anyway, we'll see.
No, and Sam Howell's still there, is he not?
No, he got traded to Seattle, brother.
Oh, yeah. The Seattle trade. Yeah. The Seattle trade. Yeah, that's forgot. He's going to start over Geno probably. We'll see.
He will not, but...
yeah. I'm just trying to grind your gears.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
We're both leaning around the numbers, so this won't be one that we bet, most likely.
Probably not. I thought Washington, if I can find a 5.5, I'll definitely bet it, but it'll be crazy juice.
Some people are saying that they have potential to compete for this division. I don't agree with that, but
I think I think their ceiling is 9. Unlike Dallas.
It depends on Jaden Daniels. I'm not as big of a believer in him.
Daniels is good. Don't you think Daniels is good?
A lot of people believe in him, Cam. He was very good in the college style offense. I don't know how he's going to relate to the NFL style offense. He's not getting 40 touchdowns in the NFL.
No.
It's going to be a rude awakening for him. I think there's going to be some growing pains.
But he's also a grinder, and he also put up those numbers in the SEC. We have to look at positives. It's not like he was beating Miami of Ohio or no offense to Miami of Ohio. A lot of Canadians on those teams in the MAC, but he was beating up good defenses. Remember, they played Florida State right off the top, and they can put up numbers. The guy puts up numbers against everybody. He's good.
I agree with you, Cam. But even Bo Nix broke the Oregon record for passing touchdowns. Doesn't mean he's going to be good in the NFL.
You're right.
It's just I think there'll be some growing pains off the hop, and I think he'll find his groove around the end of the season where it's too late. When they're 2-10, and all of a sudden Daniels is figuring out the NFL. It's always a rude awakening, but we'll see where we go. Here's the schedule, Cam. Week 1 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think they can win that game.
Okay, week 2 against the Giants at home.
They can win that game.
Week 3 at Cincinnati.
Loss.
That's his welcome to the NFL moment. Week 4 at Arizona.
Tough game. Loss.
Week 5, Cleveland at home.
Loss.
Week 6 at Baltimore.
Loss.
That's a tough stretch. Week 7 against Carolina and Washington.
I'm going to go loss because I am high on Carolina.
Week 8 against Chicago and Washington.
I think they will win that. I think they win that game.
I'm surprised it's not a prime time. 1:00, Caleb against Jaden.
Yeah, I agree. Good call.
The networks are screwed up that one. All right. Okay. Week 9 at New York Giants.
The way things are going, I think we have the Giants winning 2 games. win for Washington. Sorry, Giants fans.
Week 10 against Pittsburgh at home.
Loss.
Week 11 at Philly.
Loss, but they play the Eagles tough.
Yeah, at Philly's a tough place to go.
I know it is. Loss.
Week 12 against Dallas Cowboys in Washington.
Win.
Wow, okay. Week 13 against Tennessee in Washington.
Loss.
Week 15 at New Orleans.
Win.
Week 16 against Philly in Washington.
Win.
Week 17 against Atlanta in Washington.
Loss.
Week 18 at Dallas.
Loss. So I got 7 for them.
You got 7 and 10. So 7. Right on the number.
I think they're actually going to win. In the schedule, I actually was mean to them. I think they can win 8 games.
Yeah, they have the last place schedule, so it's easier. But yeah, I agree. I think it's right around that number, so I will not be betting this total.
I think I will. I think I'm going to small play on if I can get a 5.5 with juice, I don't even care. I think that's
5.5 minus 250.
Ooh, it's it's a parlay. No, you do with those, Drew. We will talk about this on the pre-season show. Parlay things, like fun little things, like a couple games under, and that's when you could do. Hey, You don't have to do just alt lines to make it crazy. You can do alt lines to be safe too. There's two ways to look at alt lines, right?
I think the safer play for them is going under 7.5 minus 200. No,
I don't know. I'd rather go the other way.
Fair.
Anyway,
I got you like cheering for success, not failure.
I got a soft spot in my heart for these commies. I want them to do good. Like I'm actually out of the teams in the division. They're the team I want to do well.
Fair. I just think it's going to be a little bit of a rebuild year for Washington to revamp their whole team and the roster with Dan Quinn as head coach. I think they might see some growing pains. So I won't be betting this total. I think they finished right around the number, like you said, 7-10 sounds about right. So I will be avoiding them. Do you think they have any chance at the division, Cam?
No, I think Philadelphia, Drew, will win the division.
Okay, save that for the end of the show, Cam.
No, but you just asked me a question.
I said, do you think Washington has a chance?
No, they don't have a chance to win the damn division, do they? Right. If they do, I guess, like, okay, here's the deal.
Some people on the media, Cam, pick Washington. Here's the deal.
I said if Dallas wins 14, you're taking me out. If Washington wins the division, you're adding to what you owe me from last year.
All right,
Done?
all right. Fine.
Let's mark all these side bets down too. I got to get my side bet book. Make sure I put it in writing.
Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles, who were 11-6 last year after starting 10-1. They went down the stretch 1-6 after that San Fran game. Deebo Samuel came out and said, we showed the world how to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And apparently they did, because they absolutely stunk up the show to the end of the season, Cam. They lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs. It was a shit show.
They quit.
They did quit, but I think that's the reason I thought Nick Sirianni was going to get fired, because he lost the locker room. The fact he's coming back, Cam, I know they added Saquon. I just don't like the vibe around this team. Am I wrong to say that?
No, you're not wrong to say it at all, Drew. You say a lot of intelligent things, but the thing is, I think Jalen Hurts was hurt very badly, and instead of fighting through it like a man, he acted like weak, let's just say the opposite of a hockey player that wants to get things done. He pulled the weak card. I think he was like, oh, I'm hurt. Like, he could have battled through it. I don't think he did. I think a lot of guys in the other team were pissed, but I'm telling you, they're going to have a whole different attitude heading into this season, because he understands I'm going to have to grind through this stuff. It was a bad year. It needed to be better. They will be better.
To me, on paper, this team, like, they improved a lot of spots, Cam. They added Saquon Barkley. They added Mitchell in the first round. They added Devin White. They added Zach Bond. They added Cooper DeJean. They added Hunt. They added Hassan Reddick on the edge. They added so many pieces to improve their team overall. They lost some pieces on the offensive line, obviously with Kelsey retiring. Cam, this team to me has the biggest range of outcomes out of any team in the NFL. I could see them going 6-11. I could also see them going 13-4. I don't know.
That's fair, Drew. That's fair, but I don't know. Not 6-11. Like, but I can see them, like, you want to talk about a team that can win like 13 games? Philadelphia. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Their ceiling is way up here, but their floor, Cam, if things go wrong and Sirianni loses the locker room, Jalen Hurts starts sucking, they could lose a lot of football games.
That's the thing. They seem like, to me, with all the stars that they have, fragile mentally. So they're going to have to be stronger in their heads to go, you know what? There's an ebb and flow to the season. We can't quit. That's the one problem I have with the Eagles is I didn't like their resolve. There's no way they're not better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they just threw that, like, they gassed that game. It was a joke. It was a joke.
What do you think of Kellen Moore being their new OC? I know he didn't have success in LA.
I think Kellen Moore's overrated, to be honest with you. Fair. I think the players are going to
he made Herbert look like shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got to be honest with you. What's Kellen Moore doing? That guy fucking. You know what? That's another fucking thing. This guy relies on his name. What did Kellen Moore do? Ooh, Kellen Moore to Dallas. You know what? Really? Like, why is he better than everybody? I don't think. Yeah, is he the best coordinator in your opinion? No,
absolutely not. People think he's a pass first coordinator, which I think hurts the Eagles, because they should be running the football down everyone's throat. They have Jalen Hurts, a mobile quarterback. If they just hey, we want Hurts in the shotgun throwing the ball a bunch. That's bad recipe for success in Philadelphia. So I think he's got to revamp this, because what he did in LA with Herbert, I know it's mostly Staley. Get back to your ways. Like, I don't know, Cam. I don't know what this team's going to do.
What it is, Drew? They could do so many things. And if I was Philadelphia, if me and you were coordinators, know what I would do? I'd come out gunslinging and have the pass set up the run.
Cam, because they think tight end sets every goddamn play. Saquon Barkley, play action.
Yes.
You got your two beasts on the outside. Like, it's so easy. Like, it's just.
Look at their tight. Like, they got great players everywhere. So know what you do? You just throw, and then all of a sudden you wear them down, and then Barkley comes in there, pound. You do the opposite. Most teams. Like, the Seahawks will set up run for pass, which is very obvious. Philadelphia should do the opposite, and it'll work for them. That's my take.
Yeah, and I think with A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, you have probably one of the best receiving cores in the league, or top two at least. All right, Cam. So I think they're going to go right around their win total. What is it, 9.5? 10.5 minus 140.
Yeah.
I think they're either a 9-win team or an 11-win team, so I won't be betting this total, because I think they're right around there. What about you?
I'm going to go over, Drew. I think they win 11 games.
Okay. So you won't be betting this then because that's 10.5. Like if you think it's 11, that's real.
I actually think they might win 12 or 13 in that division.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go through the schedule, Cam, because I think you might change your mind come schedule
Okay.
release. Let's see. Okay. Week 1 against Green Bay.
Where?
In Philly.
Win.
Okay. Week 2 against Atlanta in Philly.
Win.
Week 3 at New Orleans.
Win.
Week 4 at Tampa. Rematch.
Win.
Week 5 bye. Week 6 against Cleveland in Philly.
Loss.
Week 7 at New York Giants.
Win.
Week 8 at Cincinnati.
Loss.
Week 9 against Jacksonville in Philly.
Win.
Week 10 at Dallas.
Win.
Ooh. Week 11 against Washington in Philly.
Win.
Week 12 at LA Rams.
Loss.
Week 13 at Baltimore Ravens.
Loss.
Week 14 against Carolina at home.
Win.
Week 15 against Pittsburgh at home. Battle of Pennsylvania.
Win.
Ooh, I wouldn't give them that one, but that's
it's tough. I'm playing the damn game. You're the one setting me up.
Week 16 at Washington.
Loss.
Okay, week 17 against Dallas at home.
I can't have them sweeping, so loss.
Okay, and then week 18 against the Giants at home.
Win. Oh, what's that? 11 or 12?
10. You gave them 10.
Gave them 10.
Yep.
I thought I gave them 11.
Nope, you gave them 10. So that means you
I'm
like
not betting it then. Okay.
Yeah.
I think your math is wrong, and I think we should do this again, but we'll.
Yeah, I just did it. I have the marks down. I'm doing tick every time you said win.
I think it was 11, Drew. I was counting on my fingers, but okay. You told me not to do that, but I'm doing it anyway.
Regardless, if it was 10 or 11, Cam, it's right on the number, so I don't think it's a safe bet.
It's a tough bet.
Yeah. The division odds, Cam, they're the favorites at minus 140.
That is a great number in my opinion. And I know you're going to think I'm nuts. What, you want to bet the Cowboys to win the division?
I do at plus 165. I think they're the better football team.
No we'll lay 40 cents with the Eagles all day, all night.
Fair, Cam. I think they're both so close to each other that give me the one with the plus money. If Philly was plus money, I'd probably like that bet.
You know what? Actually, we're going to play a game. Maybe you give me a spread. So, like, how many wins do you think Dallas has?
12.
Okay. So how about we? Oh, okay. Like 99. How about we just bet on the division? I have Philly. You have Dallas.
Yeah. I was gonna say why are we making?
And I know what though. I will be fair because I'm not a jerk. I'll give you the fucking plus money too. So whatever we do,
I want straight
extra
up. I think Dallas finishes with more wins than Philly. Straight up.
No, if it's 30 wins, you get 36 because they're plus whatever it is, and I get 24 out of like what?
No, I don't want no plus money. I think they're better straight up, so I don't need it. That's what I'm saying.
You're giving me pick 'em. Okay.
Yeah. You pick them. Nice guy. All right, Cam. The New York Giants, they were 6-11 last year. They added Malik Neighbors in the first round. They had an absolute disaster at the quarterback position, so like you can't really judge them based on last year. They went 2-3 with Tyrod Taylor, 3-3 with Tommy DeVito, 1-5 with Daniel Jones. Statistically, Taylor was better than DeVito, and DeVito was better than Jones. Jones is the worst of the three quarterbacks, weirdly. But they added Brian Burns, huge trade. That improves their defensive line right away. They downgraded from Saquon to Devin Singletary. Singletary's worked with Dable before, so it may not be as big of a downgrade as people think. They added Malik Neighbors, so they finally have their number one receiver to go along with Jalen Hyatt on the outside. Cam, this team, Jekyll and Hyde.
There's a lot of potential at the receiver
I do like
position.
Daniel Jones, Cam, but he just doesn't perform. But he finally has a number one receiver. He's never had the weapons. So this is do or die for Daniel Jones this season, right?
Yeah, it is. This is like really the end. Like if he performs badly, he's done. I think a lot of people don't like him. I don't think it's all his fault. He's great. No, the thing about Daniel Jones is he's really athletic. I like when he's in the open field, he runs like a horse. He should
the issue
do it
is
more.
Dable uses him like he's Josh Allen, but he doesn't have the arm like Josh Allen. So like it's just like that's where it's like, oh wait, this isn't actually Josh Allen. He's thinking.
You want to talk about a team that is a mystery to me is the Giants. I think they can win like 4 games, or I think they might like surprise and go over.
Well, yeah, they were in the playoffs 2 years ago. That's what people forget.
They got problems, man. It's all about getting Jones time to find Hyatt and the receivers, and if they can get some kind of
their O-line was so bad last year, and if you watch Hard Knocks, they showed Joe Sheen. He's like, "Yeah, we got to improve the O-line." They didn't add any offensive linemen. They're like, what the hell are you doing? Like he even says on the show, "I'm the GM of the Giants. We need to improve the offensive line," and then he doesn't improve it.
The best is when the owners come and they're like, Saquon Barkley's our most important player. He's gone. He's gone to the Eagles. He goes,
John Mara.
John Mara. He'd go anywhere but Philadelphia. John, he's in Philadelphia. Click. Okay, party's over.
John Mara's like, it really hurt if I see him go to Philadelphia.
I think the Giants are a train wreck, actually.
To be fair, they did add a new left guard in Runyon, so they did improve their offensive line a little bit. But Cam, their over-under is 6.5. It's plus 120 to the over, minus 150 to the under. I think that's a good number. I think they could be a 7-10
I think they win probably
team.
5 or 6.
Yeah, I think they're around there as well. Here's a theory I see online now. If the Giants have a losing season again, they fire Dable. Dable goes back to Buffalo with Buffalo's revamped offseason, and Buffalo's way more improved next year. I don't think it'll happen because I think McDermott and Dable hate each other. I think if anything, McDermott gets fired and Dable takes over. If they both get fired,
do you want that? I'd rather have McDermott than Dable.
I can't.
I don't know. That's kind.
I don't want McDermott anymore. This guy sucks. I don't want McDermott anymore in Buffalo. He sucks.
Yeah, well, Dable's not. See, this is what we talk about in hockey.
I want an offensive coach, Cam. I'm sick of defensive guys.
Those guys work at the recycling plant. They're recycled guys. How about somebody new? Can we get somebody new? Like, God, man. Like
Eric Bellamy.
Eric Bellamy. Yeah, no. Like, I just.
What did I say?
This is what Eric Bellamy, but that's okay. We talk about hockey being a problem with all these retreads and tools that just keep on coming back. Football's just the same. It's 100%. A boys' club. Like, how's Nate Hackett get work?
I will say OCs and DCs do get promoted a lot more. They just go back to their old positions after the fact. But yeah, okay, Cam, let's get into the New York Giants schedule. Okay. We both probably not betting this number, but we'll see. Week 1 against the Vikings at home.
Loss.
Week 2 at Washington.
Loss.
Week 3 at Cleveland.
Loss.
Week 4 against Dallas at home.
Loss.
Oh, week 5 at Seattle. Does Cam finally give the Seahawks a win?
No, I'm going to give the Seahawks a win. Giants start 0-5.
Oh, wait, so you're giving Seattle the win?
Yes, I'm giving Seattle the win. Okay.
Week 6 against Cincinnati in New York.
Loss.
Week 7 crazy. Against Philly in New York.
They got to win one of these games.
I don't know, Cam.
Loss. I'm just going off the top of my head. They start
week 8. They'll start
1-6, not 0-7. This schedule is hard, man.
Week 8 at Pittsburgh.
Loss.
So they're 0-8 right now. Week 9 against Washington at home.
Okay, I'll give them that.
Okay.
1.
Week 10 against Carolina at home.
Okay, I'll give them another one. Damn it.
Week 11 bye. Week 12 against Tampa Bay at home.
Loss.
Week 13 at Dallas.
Loss.
Week 14 against New Orleans and New York.
Win.
Week 15 at Baltimore.
Loss.
Week 16 at Atlanta.
They're going to steal the game. So win. 4.
Okay. Week 17 against Indianapolis in New York.
Loss.
Week 18 at Philly to end the season.
I got them winning 4 or 5 games, Drew.
You got them winning 4 games. 4 and
I was going to give them one more, but yeah, 4 to 5 is my number now.
Cam, you gave them 4, and you were being generous. Like, they might not win that 4th game that you gave them. Like,
so what do you think then? I have to bet them under. Like, there's no like. How does this team do?
I was leaning like on the line, like 6 or 7 wins, but after looking at that schedule, they might win like 3 football games.
The NFL's weird. They'll steal a game, but they'll also lose a lot of games. Okay, let's just say this: their best case scenario, if they have do really well, is probably
7?
6.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 6 or 7. Like 7 would be a miracle.
My thing is, they could start realistically if they're like the Giants from 2 years ago.
They're going to start
2-0.
They're going to start 1-7. What games do they win? You tell me. Okay, you look at the schedule. What games do they win?
I think they can beat Minnesota week 1.
I agree with that, but I still think Minnesota is getting no respect, and we like Minnesota.
I agree. I'm just saying I think they could win that game. Like, that's a potential win. They could beat Washington both of those games. They could beat.
They're not.
I don't think they're going to. I'm saying I'm giving you the games that they could win.
Okay.
So they could beat Washington. They could beat Minnesota. They could beat Seattle. They could beat Carolina. They could beat Saints. And I think they could beat the Colts in Atlanta. So that's 7.
That's what's that? 5?
That's 7. That's
6.
Best case scenario 7.
So we got to bet them under then. That's best case scenario. Okay, I'm taking the Giants under. I think they win 5 games. I had them for 4, but I'll give them 5 because I was pretty unfair.
Cam, the under 5.5 is plus 180.
Just give me the under 6.5.
I'm just saying.
Stop peddling your wares with me.
I'm just teasing you.
You're just it's like you work at the pawn shop. I got it, Drew. Like, I know you got deals.
I'm gonna have some crazy alt line parlays, and then when one of them hits, I'm gonna be like, "See, Cam, I told you."
No, I'd actually, when one hits, I'd actually like you to show me, and I'll start doing more of them.
All right, fair enough. All right, so let's get to our division winners at the end of the show. I think we've already revealed you like the Philadelphia Eagles, I like the Dallas Cowboys,
and we have a side bet.
Yes,
you got Cowboys. I got Eagles to win the division. No juice.
Is there any? Okay, map it out for me. How in the world do the Giants win this division at 14-1? Like, what has to happen for that to happen?
Jalen Hurts has to break his leg. The Dallas Cowboys Dak Prescott has to get murdered and be out for the season. Washington Jaden Daniels will get tackled and hit a fence. I honestly, basically every starting quarterback has to get hurt, and Daniel Jones finds himself like the old Bruce Jenner before he became a woman and just runs everywhere.
Oh man. Okay. So
is that wrong? Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. He basically has to be athletic. That was a horrible joke.
Okay. So what do you think of Malik Neighbors, Cam? He's going.
I like Neighbors.
You like
but
Neighbors?
The problem is you're not going to have any neighbors if you don't get the damn ball. It's like basically the ball's the food. And no neighbors are going to want to come over for your barbecue when you're not. You know what? Daniel Jones might be serving up tofu when we want meat.
So you think it could be DeVito time again? At some point,
it's going to be DeVito time. I just think the Giants, if they don't protect Jones, they will win 4 to 5 games. Tops.
I think even if
I have to bet the under,
even if they protect them, they might win 5 wins.
I'm telling you, man, that total's too high. Maybe I'm just not seeing anything. Like, are we missing anything with this?
I think you're just not believing what we saw from the Giants 2 years ago when they won the division.
I'm not, because they look back like they're just not that good.
Or when they made the playoffs, they didn't win the division.
They have good receivers, but a guy that won't get them the ball because he doesn't get enough time to get them the ball. They have a running game that is not the same as it was before. They have a couple guys on defense that I like. I like Thibodeau. I like a couple other guys.
Brian Burns is very good passer.
Yes, Burns is good too. I'll agree with you. Yes, he is. But other than that, that's not the whole team.
It's true.
I don't know, Drew. I got to be honest with you. I'm thinking like 5 or 6, and I'm going under.
I don't see any path for them winning the division. I don't see a path for Washington winning the division. I think it's between Dallas and Philly, like we both think. So we'll see.
How about who do you like more, Washington or Giants win total? I like Washington.
I'm not betting either. Actually, I like Giants under. I like the Giants under more than the Washington under.
Good. Well, that was the bet to you. I wanted to see if you'd accept, but you're not accepting. Fair.
Okay. Well, no, we already have enough bets, Cam. We already have Philly and Dallas.
We have one bet.
Yes. All right. Well, that does it for the NFC East preview. Please let us know in the comments down below what you think the standings are going to finish.
How are the comments going, by the way, with the last stuff we did when we said Tennessee? I bet there's a lot of people.
People were like, you guys love the Bills. You guys are idiots, blah, 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 like in the AFC East preview. So I was like, yeah, whatever. One of them was calling me out for just like you picked the Leafs to win in the playoffs. I was like, what? I never fucking picked the Leafs to win the playoffs.
Actually, he didn't. I will defend him. He did not have the Leafs.
I would never do that.
We had the Dallas Stars and somebody else going far.
I did call Florida frauds. Florida frauds. I'll admit that. I was wrong.
We all make mistakes.
Yes, exactly. Mistakes. All right, that does it for NFC East preview. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Please rate and review on all audio platforms. Let us know in the comments how you think this division pans out. Is Philly going to win it? Is Dallas going to win it? Is there going to be a surprise with Washington or New York? We'll see.
Is that an eagle or a crow or a raven? I don't know.
They're all the same, Cam.
They are. All my birds suck.
For the NFC West. Thanks, everybody.
This has been Drew and Stu. Follow Drew at Producer Drew and Cam at Cam Stewart Live. May the winners be yours and all of the best bets hit.